Hey, welcome to our very first episode of Yari and Alby Living Life in the City podcast. As some of you may know, we are both Instagrammers. My handle name on the gram is Alby Living Life, and my buddy's here is Yari in the City, hence the podcast's name. Our podcast will be talking about how to build your Instagram, how to take and edit photos, hot topics, hikes, life experiences, interviews, and etc. Of course, we will be taking requests through our DMs. What we can promise you is that we're always going to keep things real. So our show today will be about how to start your account and change your account to make it more accessible and appealing. We'll then take several episodes and really dive into all aspects about building your Instagram. If you really want to build your social media game, expect to do a lot of work. There's no quick fix to this thing or a quick solution to it. It's a lot of work. So Yari, why don't you give us a little history of your Instagram?
Hey Al, first of all, I want to say welcome to everybody as well, and that I'm really excited to start this podcast with you. To answer your question, I've always been interested in photography pretty much ever since I could hold a camera. So by the time I wanted to start Instagram, I had already thousands of pictures laying around and thought, hey, maybe some people would actually enjoy seeing them.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and me, because you have thousands of photos. I kind of run out all the time and I have to go out and shoot more. So
yeah, creating content is an issue for all of us.
Yes.
But it was one of the reasons why I started with Instagram in the summer of 2016. The other reason, which is an important one, is that I really wanted to discover if I could generate an income through Instagram. Because I was thinking, if I'm going to put all the work in this, it has to pay off in some kind of way. I wasn't clear on what that would be back in 2016, but that was as well one of the other reasons. So I dedicated hours a day, which led me to grow my account up to 17,000 followers in less than a year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was as well a whole lot of work.
Yep.
So Al, why did you start?
So for me, funny thing was I had this little rinky-dink account on Instagram. I used to have thousands of followers on Facebook, and then I felt it was a little bit much. It was too much drama. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't appealing to me. I was on it for years, and I built up a big following, and then I cut like everybody off basically, and got down to like 88 followers or something like that, or following. And I was looking at that, and I kind of veered off the path of the Facebook, and I went on to Instagram, and I had this rinky-dink account, and I had like 100 people on there, and I'm like, it's kind of nice because you just post up a photo, and there's not really too much drama in it. You just post up a photo, people like it, they like it. Then I saw my buddy here, Yari, and I was like, what the hell, man? This guy's got 10,000 followers, and I'm like, I'm born and raised here, and this guy's from Belgium, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, how does he know that many people compared to me? So when we met up one day, and I was asking him, I go, hey, you have a lot of friends, and he's like, oh yeah, I do. And I was like, oh, okay, so do you know them? And he's like, no, but I'm trying to build my account, and I've been getting free shoes and free stuff, and I get invited to places. I was like, no way, really? Like, I want some of that. So I said, I actually worked in a photo lab that dealt with all the Hollywood pictures in town for 10 years. And so I'm bang on with my colors. I'm really good with that stuff. So what did I say? I said, well, why shouldn't I make my account more public and start working on building mine as well? And that's what I did. Basically from tips from Yuri, and just me just working hard every day, and that's kind of why I wanted to build on Instagram. So the funny thing is that actually Yuri's developed on Instagram. He's transitioned his work and stuff. So can you give our audience a little bit of take on that too?
So ever since I started in 2016, as I mentioned before, one of the reasons was because I wanted to discover where I could take this. Is it possible to actually really generate an income through it? And what does that mean? Because it is still social media, you never really know what is real. But after dedicating, as I mentioned, so much of my time, the first thing that happened was that companies started to approach me and said, how about you promoting our product? We will send you some free samples. That was pretty much the coolest thing that could happen. It was like, okay, write down.
It's working.
It's working. And that really went from all kind of products, backpacks to toilet paper and everything in between, which was really exciting. That was like, yeah, cool. The kids, they loved it. I mean, we got clothes, shoes. They just send it off. They just send it to you, and the only thing you got to do is make it creative and post it and make it look good, of course. The more engagement you have, the more companies will be interested in you because, of course, more people will see it. But the biggest thing that happened to me is that the companies did not only contacted me to give me free stuff, they started to ask me, "Hi, can you not just take care of our social media? Because we don't have the time for it. We don't know how to do it. To learn this all by ourselves just takes too much time. Would you be interested?" And I was like, okay, if I can make this happen for myself, sure, I can do it for you as well. So that kind of transitioned in this income already very quickly. Minor still, because it was a little company here, it was a little company there. As well, of course, it's online, so you're not restricted to any geo borders, or the world is really your place where you can work. And before I knew it, I was contacted by a cryptocurrency website which were really interested in my social media, and they wanted me to start writing articles for them. I worked at SFU at the time here on the mountain, and after going back and forward a little bit, they realized that I would be a good fit. It was at one time there were like 800 people going for that position, and that in the end there were 3, and I was one of them. So that was kind of cool, and that all was because I started my Instagram just the year, almost 2 years before. This was beginning 2018, I think. And from there, this just transitioned very quickly into a new career that today, that's what I do all day, every day. And it all started with just opening my Instagram account in 2016.
Yeah, that's insane, eh? I mean, it's proud too. It's a lot of work, and you can finally see the fruitions of what you worked on, right? Yeah. So, I mean, who we feel should be building on Instagram is like influencers, business owners, realtors, artists, musicians, restaurant owners. I can go on and on. Like, I don't get it. It's freaking free. It's free advertising, so why wouldn't you? I mean, people pay hundreds or thousands to get advertising for a restaurant or for their realtor or to become a musician or anything like that. So I don't understand why people, when they get home from a long day of work or a school day, why they can't just sit there when they're sitting on their couch or at the dining table and just start promoting yourself on Instagram or building on Instagram. It really blows my mind why the people I mentioned don't dedicate that time. When a guy like Yari, who started just because of his pictures, built up 17,000 followers. For me, my bragging thing is more about my engagement. I get about 15 to 25% of engagement per photo. But between the two of us, we have over 30,000 followers, which is pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad either. So anyways, Yari, maybe we do some quick hits for today. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Okay, so first step is to start the account and obviously make it public. I mean, both Yari and I we understand why making it public isn't so appealing to some people, because some people are more private in their life. But like I said, if you're a business owner or influencer or a food blogger or a realtor, why wouldn't you? Like, it's just free advertising. Of course, you get the other bad side of things where you get a stalker or you get someone that's diving into your life. I don't know. Is there anything you want to add to that, Yuri?
Yeah, in all the years that I've been on Instagram, I've never encountered real negativity beside the odd comment that I really don't like your picture.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's no problem.
That's your
do his own. But yeah. real stalker behavior or real aggressive or negative behavior, I really never encountered that.
So no, nor I.
When people ask me on Instagram, to me seems to be kind of mellow. I mean, I know there is a whole lot of crap out there, but at least I've never had to deal with that.
No.
So definitely the first thing you need to do if you start on Instagram is make a public profile. If you keep it private, it's gonna be I don't know how many times more difficult to grow anything there. So private is if you want to just share your pictures with some friends, some family, and you want to keep everybody else out, that's great. But you cannot build it up and definitely not start a business from there.
Yeah, the public's the way to go. I mean, if you're really keen on building your Instagram. So second step for us is, for me, I think, putting a smiling or inviting face or some really awesome kind of profile picture. I mean, I've seen some because we have so many followings and we're following so many people that, we have to pick and choose really. When we see a picture of just like some tree or something like that, I'm probably not going to dive into it because it's not appealing, or a picture of I don't know, some guy with horns sticking out of his head. That's something I wouldn't dive into. I would look into a picture that has a nice person on there with a nice smile, inviting smile, or someone with their dog, or someone with their cat, or with their pet of some sort, or their business. But it has to be presentable, and that's my take on selecting a profile picture. Anything you want to add to that, Yuri?
Yeah, sure. The profile picture, of course, is really important. It's part of your profile. That's the first impression anybody will get. So it is important. To me, I don't pay that much attention to the profile picture, and not even the entire profile. I have to admit, I put a lot of time in it, of course, because definitely if you begin, you have to put in the time to get it correct. Has to be presentable, has to be engaging, it has to convey some kind of message of what you are going to bring with your account, within the account. So if you're a business, it has to represent the business. Mm-hmm. If it's personal, it has to give something away from who you are, so your followers can expect this kind of content. I look more, definitely if I follow somebody, I will more look at their actual content than their profile picture or their profile information. Mm-hmm. If the pictures throw me off and they're like, no, I don't want to see this in my feed, then they can have the nicest profile picture they can possibly have, then I'm not going to follow them. So that's a little bit of, you have to find it out, but it is important, of course, if you start out, to get that right.
Yeah. So for sure, the last thing, that third quick hit we can give you guys today is the handle name. You want something that kind of make it memorable for other Instagrammers to remember you. Like when I see Yari in the city, I know it's my buddy. I named it. I played with my words there because Alby is my nickname. Everyone calls me Al or Alby, but Alby's my nickname, so I did Alby Living Life instead of Alby Living Life. So it kind of plays on word. And Yari actually has a little bit of his too. So can you explain your name?
So, of course, my first name, Yuri, it actually came, my first handle name on Instagram was You're in the City. So, as well, a little play on words. My name is Yuri, the English version at least. So, that fitted You're in the City. So, similar story. So,
we both played with our names, obviously. But I think it's better than being called, Susan 1 2 3 4, or those are the funny ones, right? Yeah. I've seen some where they've had like hikes today or whatever, and those are kind of neat because you kind of remember them, whatever your niche is or whatever your content's about. I would definitely put that in there, or something that's really memorable and it really sticks sometimes. And once those posts come up, we recognize them right away.
Yeah. It is about developing that brand, personal, business, but it is part of that developing a brand.
Yeah.
So a good handle name is really important.
100%. So as promised, we will dive into Instagram, building your Instagram more in future episodes. Those are our 3 quick hits for today. The next episode, we're going to focus on frequency of posts, apps, and hashtags. We do want to stress that this episode, we just wanted to give a brief introduction of ourselves first before we dive into this stuff. But we promise that, that's what we're going to be focusing on. It'll be a lot smoother and a lot more of what you want to hear in the next few episodes. We will do our very best to have an episode every Wednesday. As this will also be on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate you all.
Thank you, guys.